Pop quiz time. Today, I'm your hardest professor in your hardest semester. Nah, I'm just kidding. But I do need your help calculating this. Today, we're going to calculate your net worth. So take all your assets and subtract your liabilities, and that's your net worth. In this video, we'll be comparing your net worth with others in the same category as you. Hi, my name is Naz, and welcome to In the Black. My focus is to provide you valuable information to move your finances from red to black. If this is your first time, like, subscribe, and click the bell for more content like this. A wise man once said, I was down 40, now I'm up 50, buck 50, but quickly, who with me? Okay, I'm not sure that he was a wise man, because he also said, I get the computer spewing. Nevertheless, the first verse sounded familiar to me. Let me explain. So you graduated from school with debt, you worked extremely hard to pay off the debt, you continued to save, and now you're up 50, buck 50, and no one with you. At least that was the plan for many of us. But the data says otherwise. Before we jump in, I need to define median and mean. A median is the middle number in a sorted, ascending or descending list of numbers. A mean is just an average from a list of numbers. To get the average, you add up all the numbers and divide it by how many numbers you had. And the first thing you do is enter your net worth. So let's just say you start off with 50,000 at age 35 and 39 in the drop down, right? So you can just select which one applies to you, and you add your principal residence, right? And your principal resident, if you sold it today, equity would be what you would be walking away with, right? So if you had $20,000 equity, that's what you're walking out with. So let's calculate this. So essentially what this calculator does is it takes your net worth, your age, your home equity, and then it compares it to, I guess, everyone else that did the survey. So, and then it tells you at which percentile you're in. So you are slightly below 50% of the population that did the survey. But let's play around with this and say, you know what, 100,000. Let's see what that gives you. 100,000 gives you that 60%, right? That's pretty good. And let's just keep moving up this chart here. If you are in the 70th percentile, your net worth is almost 200,000. That is very good. And to be in the 1%, yeah, the 1%, you would have to be making $4 million. Well, actually, no, your net worth would be $4 million, which is incredible. So now let's just take a look at here. So here is what was the average and median net worth by age in 2020. So in 2020, we're looking at from 18 to 24, the median is 8,200. Okay. And it drops by a little bit when you go from 25 to 29. That's fine. And from 30 to 34, that average the median net worth is 35,000, and it's 55 at 35 and 39. And at age 40 to 44, you should be at 127,000 if you are in the middle, 50%, right? If you want to look at where the 25% is, the 75 percentile, 90 percentile, and the data is also here, and also what the top 1% is at age 40 to 44, which is $8 million, right? So you can see where you're at just by looking at some of these benchmarks, right? But the interesting thing is when you look at, I think I had it here, I saw it, is when you look at without housing, what is the median net worth without housing, right? So without housing, from 18 to 24, it's 2,000. And then it goes to, no, sorry, it's 5,000, 5,400. And then after that is 59,000, 30,000. At age, yeah, 5,900 from age 25 to 29. At age 30 to 34, it's at 13,000. And what did we say at 40? So 40 to 44, here it's saying 55,000. So if we go back, it's saying here, it's only, wow, it's 127 thousand. So that's a big difference. So this tells you that get into housing as fast as possible, because that is the easiest way to move up your net worth.
Hurry up and buy!
When you are just starting out and all of that, right? And another way to look at your net worth is actually, what is your net worth comprised of, right? Not every two people who have the same net worth may have different distribution, right? So if you look at the middle class, the middle class is their liquid 9.7%, and the next 19th percentile is 8.9, and the top 1% is 6%, right? So they're pretty close as to what they're doing with their cash. Business and real estate, the 60% middle class pretty much deals with only 7.9%, and when you look at the next 20%, it is 25%. So that's a big jump. And then to the 1 percentile, it's even bigger, 49%. So they end up starting businesses and they invest in real estate. So that's a big difference. And for stocks, so in the stock market, 3.9% for the 60 percentile, 18.6% for the 19th percentile, and 31%. As you can see, again, they are putting their money in the stock market. Top 1% is diversifying between real estate and the stock market, right? So there's three things that really that move assets around pretty well in history, from what I've seen, is in the financials, which is the stock market and all of that, real estate, which is you preserve a lot of wealth and all, and I guess the rest is just precious metals and things like that, where you can always hold your wealth in. Okay, and then pension. Yes, the middle class tends to rely on the company pension. And here it looks like they're still relying on the next 19% is relying on still the pension, but they're more of like, I think, higher earners and all that, so they can command a little bit better pensions. And the top 1% doesn't even rely on that. 6% is extremely low, so you can see where they put their bets in, right? And here's the biggest difference. The middle class tends to have most of their wealth in their principal residence, right? And that just tells you, in 2008, when everything crashed, who do you think got impacted the most out of all these people, right? Out of these groups, the people who put all their money in one area, the principal housing, or the 1% who, yes, did for real estate, they put their money in real estate, but also they diversified in the stock market and whatnot, right? But each crash is different. So when you look at what happened in 2020, it affected more of the stock market at the beginning, and you saw stocks drop like crazy, but everything really came back up after, right? It was more of like a V-shaped recovery. But now when you look at real estate, what is happening with housing, it is incredible. People overbidding, housing doubling in some areas. That just tells you that keep your money in one of these areas, diversify, because you know what, you don't know how the next crash is going to look like, but hey, at the very least, these historically have been areas where everything kind of rebounded, right? Hey, the other part I wanted to mention is if you're, you know what, it's okay if you're, 25% of your net worth is in a principal resident. If that principal residence paid off, you really have nothing to worry about if crashing up and down, right? You still have an asset where, you know what, you don't need to liquidate to live and, do what you got to do, kind of thing. All that to say is, by understanding where you are, you can make adjustments to reach where you should be. These types of data reports are useful, but they're not perfect. But at the very least, they serve as a good benchmark. If this video brought you some value, like, subscribe, and click the bell for more content like this. Also, comment below and let us know about how we can improve our videos. This is Naz, and I'll see you on the next one.